Lautech University graduate returns certificate and demands refund of school fees due to unemployment. The man said he wanted a refund of his school fees because he had been suffering since the time he graduated from school, and the certificate had not yielded him any financial gain since he acquired it. "Give me my money, I am suffering," the man lamented repeatedly in a video posted by Linda Ikeji. His case is not strange in Nigeria. At the beginning of the year, Statista released a report forecasting the employment or unemployment rate in Nigeria for 2022. The report estimated that the unemployment rate in the year at nearly 33%, a 0.5 increase from the previous year at 32.5%. Also in 2020, Nigeria Statistics Bureau (NBS) said its unemployment report that about half of the nation's 76,562 doctorate degree holders within the labor force were either jobless or underemployed. This report means that having a school certificate up to a doctorate level does not guarantee employment in Nigeria. This data has been recycled in other reports on unemployment in Nigeria, and even though the recent massive migration of young talents to well-developed countries to seek gainful employment points to the escalating unemployment crisis in the country. Since 2014, Nigeria's working age population's unemployment rate has spiked drastically, leading to a massive influx of skilled workers and migrants from Nigeria over the last few years. Absolutely. I think realistically Nigerians can understand this man's pain, but you have to understand the service that has been given is the degree, or the product is your degree, and you have paid for that. It's a purchase. You have purchased your education in that level. So asking for your refund, I'm not necessarily sure how that would work. But obviously, I think, it's funny because education is something that has been so valued this typical stereotypes of Nigerian parents wanting their kids to go into degrees that would earn a lot of money, well-respected degrees. But really, as the world does, develop, you find that for a lot of things, or the way people are actually earning their living, the degree is not earning them that. I believe that university is so important, but I think, in well-developed countries, there is always the conversation of whether uni is important or not. But I think in that context, they've really got the system and the structure working to a very large extent. But then in Nigeria, having that conversation, I think, is very relevant and important, because in our society and how people live, it's funny because, there's unemployment, but we all seek to have a lifestyle that really people cannot afford. And you find that people who have degrees, they end up not using their degrees, which is fine. But if you have 76,000, having a doctorate degree does not earn you or guarantee your employment in the country. That is a very big problem. And you find that outside of the university, the government also has to prepare its labor market. And preparing its labor market, as other governments do, would be to give student loans that as they come out of university, the jobs are waiting for them. So it's really not necessarily a problem with the university, because the university itself is a business, and operating under Nigeria's constitution as a business is already hard. Strikes, that's in public universities, strikes, a degree that's meant to take 4 years to take 7 years or 8 years, it is a problem. So there are just so many issues, and I think this is solely an issue that has to be raised with the government. Really, there's corruption everywhere, to be honest. It's very, very sad. But really, you find that with the rise of of fraud and the rise of other things as well, that is literally what people are aspiring to do. And these are individuals that are good in IT. So you have to understand, when there's unemployment, crime rates also increase. And so it's not surprising to look at the correlation of unemployment and the societal issues and the downfalls of our society. The correlation is there. And it's unfortunate because you have over 70% of the population that is literally like 40. We actually have the youth. The youth are the numbers. And imagine such level of productivity. And I mean, Nigerians are still doing it, don't get me wrong. But for an average Nigerian to be able to study a degree, I mean, we are very competitive. To study a degree and then get into or graduate and get into the labor market and see, So really, I think people now have to be wise with the degrees they want to get. If you're able to make a living out of going to do an apprenticeship or doing something else, maybe that is the option. If you're going for technical professions, for example, like medicine, law, art, or whatever it is, sometimes the path that you want to have in life may not necessarily mean university is the way. I mean, it doesn't also mean that, but yeah, it does show in our societal conundrums that we do have, because unemployment is very big. And I guess obviously the youth are now intentional to understand that, what, we can't continue like this. It shouldn't work. And it's sad because you're killing the morale and energy of young individuals that are at the peak of their productive capacity. This is a problem, and it really does have to be fixed, because Nigeria will keep going downwards and backwards. And then the mindset that is then built out of those that are in unemployment not necessarily being as competitive, as being as motivated to do a lot of things. And of course, whatever you need to survive would give one the mentality to getting rich quickly, and then ending up doing something just to survive. It is a problem, a massive problem. And there's no doubt that Nigerians are talented, or the youth don't know what they're doing. Of course they do. But what is even a bigger problem is that the skilled ones are now leaving the country to developed countries, where they help the economies of those countries. I mean, especially in the medical field, you have, especially in the UK. The UK, of course, trying to get medical professionals in, Nigerians, so that as a plan to get into the UK. But then you get into hospitals, and you'd find that in a whole section you'd have like 200 Nigerian medical professionals, and you're like, wait, what? Where are these people coming from? And it's very sad. Well, not that they don't want to come back, but they are still very much interested, but they cannot suffer. But the fact is, not everybody can leave Nigeria, so things will have to be sorted. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.